I get it. Yes, yes, I did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is it my turn? I thought it was a really cool show, really good show, greatest show I've ever seen, or best show I've ever seen live. Live, like when you, yes, but live. Even if I did see that live, I wouldn't say it's the best. I would say it's one of the best. Oh yes, yes, yes. I forget. I'm a fossil compared to you. I forgot. My bad. Uh, yes, I understand. Well, 25 was good. That was good. Minus the main event, it was a good show. Yeah. Uh, I thought it was a really cool show. Really great. And you're right. I'm not really used to that type of style. So when I watched the show, I watched it with an open mind. And I will say I was pleasantly into every match I saw. The spots were great. Spots were great. The athleticism was top notch. And what I'm looking for whenever I watch a wrestling show is what's the levels to this? Where are you going to give me my medium of storytelling, athleticism, wrestling, comedy, emotion, everything? This show had every ingredient in it. This show had everything in it. With the comedy, with the librarians, with that backstage segment, with the emotional old school. They took it back to the '80s. That match with Cody and Dustin. The Young Bucks matchup where they just brought in and reintegrated a whole new style of tag team wrestling. And if that's gonna be their vision for tag team wrestling moving all forward, I'm all for it. The Battle Royal, which was probably one of the best and organized Battle Royals I've ever seen. Let me talk, fucker. But no, in all, it was a great show. No, it was a great show, and this could be fun. You little cunt. I'm joking. Sometimes you suck at that. Okay. Okay. So I saw highlights of the Young Bucks match. And from the highest I saw, it looked incredible. I didn't see it full out from beginning to end. Uh, that and yeah, yeah. Because I think they sent me a match. Yeah. So I have seen the Lucha Bros before. They're really, really talented. It's the maybe it's the mark in me, or maybe it's because I've been watching WWE my whole life. It's the mark in me, or maybe it's because I've been watching WWE my whole life. Yeah, I can hear you. It's the mark in me, or maybe it's because I've been watching. People work with us here. Be patient with us, people.
Oh, can you hear me now, Mr. Rob? Oh, can you hear me now, Mr. Rob? All right, I think I'm good. I just listened back to the audio and I could be heard. All right, let's take it from the top. Um, so Double or
Uh,
Nothing was yesterday. It went down
yeah,
Saturday, 8 p.m.
yeah.
Uh, wow. I gotta say, bro, this was what's up, your master? Long time no talk, bro. This was the best show I've ever seen live. I gotta say.
Uh, it was a pretty cool show. Not gonna lie, it was a pretty cool show.
And you know, I know I'm a little younger than you, as you know. So I didn't
Yes.
watch like WrestleMania 17 or WrestleMania 19 or you know any of those other like SummerSlam '02, any of those other really really great WWE shows. I didn't watch any of them live. Like the best
Mhm.
one that I saw was probably WrestleMania 25, and I mean, come on, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, like that was great. But that show was
That's
a
great.
one match show, right?
Yeah. I mean, I understand completely. It was. I wouldn't say it was the best, but I would definitely categorize it as one of the best, and it was refreshing. Watching that show makes you realize how shitty of a product WWE is right now. It really does. It really does. Because in my head, I compared it all night. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and I've said I don't know if I've ever told you this, but sometimes when I watch like good indie wrestling, and then I try to go back and watch a WWE show, I have that fatigue. Like it's really I have this hangover of watching good wrestling, and then it's like, oh, we gotta watch Raw, you know?
Yeah, like after watching that show, and when you take me back to watch Raw, I could just be like, why are you doing this to me?
Mm-hmm.
It would feel a little bit like abuse. Like why? Not. I'm not gonna say torture. That's a bit of a stretch, but just be like, why? Why? What did I do to watch this bad television?
Exactly.
But yeah, but that was such a fresh and innovative thing I saw last night.
Yeah, and for the people that out there that watch New Japan Pro Wrestling and watch Ring of Honor, you know what I'm talking about. When you watch like the G1 Climax and you see Kenny Omega and Tetsuya Naito or Okada and Naito, and then it's like, oh, we're back to No Way Jose and Apollo Crews. Yeah, that's where it's like what the opposite sides of the spectrum. Um, but yeah, so what did you think of the show overall?
Overall, it was a fantastic show. It was extremely cool. I hope they sustain the hype that they have, and when they get on weekly television, I hope they sustain it. They definitely, if you closely watch the show from an analytical view, they established their key players in terms of the female division, the main event division, the mid card division, tag division. They've established their players, which is smart, especially if you're a new company. And this is just, it's something like I've never seen before. You can draw the WCW, TNA comparisons, even NXT comparisons, all you want. But there's something about the visceral and just authentic connection that the audience has with this already. Particularly when you talk about Cody and the Bucks and Kenny.
Right.
With those four who started this. It's very rare that you see something like this.
And you could draw the WCW comparisons, and the WCW comparisons will start with, oh, they're both on TNT, and they're both up there, and they were both opposite rivals of WWE, and that's pretty much it. Aside from that,
And they were both funded by a millionaire.
yeah, or a billionaire rather,
Yeah.
a billionaire sports team owner. So aside from that, that's where the comparison stopped, because AEW did one thing that WCW I don't think ever did, and that was they found a young guy who's relatively unknown, and they're gonna build their company around him, and that being Adam Page.
Yeah. You watch the indies more than I do. How long has Adam Page been in the industry?
He's been in Ring of Honor for quite some time. I think like since 2013, 2014.
Okay.
But he never really got his due. Like they put him in Bullet Club, and he was always like, oh, that guy that hangs out with the Young Bucks. Like I don't know, did you see his promo that he did on AEW's Twitter?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, if you could find that later, check it out. He was talking about just a lot of things like that, like, oh, you know, I don't want to be the sidekick, blah blah blah, you know.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I guess we should talk about the Battle Royal, right? The pre-show Battle Royal.
Yeah, I have some really interesting opinions on that.
Yeah, it's a good segue, right? Because Adam Page did win that, and he defeated MJF, so he's going to receive a future AEW World Championship title shot. Yeah. So what do you have to say? What do you have that you took away from it?
You know, after watching all the clusterfuck battle royals I've watched in WWE the past 10 years, Um, that was one of the most well organized and well laid out and booked battle royals I think I've ever seen. Everybody got their shit in. It did not look like a clusterfuck. All those men in that ring, and it did not look choreographed at all. The legless man, who I'm sure has a very inspirational story, he even got his shit in.
Yeah, I thought it was great
Great.
heat when MJF eliminated him.
I thought it was amazing heat, and I'm very happy that they made a point in that battle royal to establish him. Like he's our main heat guy, our main heel going forward. He was fantastic. What was the name of the luchador wrestler with the mask who was in the battle royal?
Luchasaurus.
I love him. I don't know what it is. Something about him stuck out to me.
Oh yeah.
He had great presence to me. It was a great battle royal. Dreamer was a nice surprise. Glacier, Billy Gunn looks like he can move a truck. Uh, it was a very good battle royal.
Yeah, Glacier stood out, but MJF was the clear star of this. Even though Adam Page won, Adam Page won. We knew Adam Page was gonna win though. It was kind of predictable, but MJF was the guy that stood out. I think they really established him, like you said, as a big time player. And so I guess you're a fan, huh?
I'm definitely a fan. I found myself amazed being invested in becoming a fan of people I've never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Even Ty Dillinger stuck out to me in the battle royal. He had like this cool little entrance where he had a new look and he pulled off like this hoodie and he looked different and he had like these contacts on. He looked cool. I was like, oh, even he might even revive his career here.
I don't know if he'll revive his career, but he'll be a good mid card guy for them.
Yeah.
I think that's one that was cool to see Shawn Spears. He was one of the few guys rather from WWE that made their way over to AEW. We'll talk about a few more as we move on, but I like this. I just like the way they booked Tommy Dreamer. He was doing his thing and he was laying everybody out with the trash can lid, and then what do you think of the spot with him and Sonny Kiss? Where Sonny Kiss was like twerking on him.
He sold that stink face like a pro.
Yeah, I'm glad that AEW is very progressive, right? And they have an openly gay male who dresses like a woman, and they have someone who just went under transition from being a man to a woman. They had the legless man. I think it's cool that they're very inclusive.
Listen, if you really want to change the world, you have to make progressional steps in an industry that doesn't really encourage change that much. And they did that, and they did it effectively, and they did it in a way where the audience was into it. So kudos to them, because you could sense from the audience there was no sense of discrimination on any of those three guys.
Oh yeah.
They were 100% behind it.
Yeah, Sonny Kiss was very well received.
Yeah.
He was. I think it's cool, the inclusiveness. Like I think it gives it paints wrestling fans in a better light too, to see that kind of stuff where a lot of wrestling fans are just painted as nerds and jerks and whatever. But it's cool to see the reception that some of these guys and girls got.
Oh, definitely. Wrestling fans definitely. Trust me, there are wrestling fans like that, but not every centric or wrestling fan is like that. So it definitely is great to see that in that light.
Right, and the atmosphere at this show too was like nothing you and I have ever seen before, right?
Bro, I read somebody say like their crowd reactions were kind of like an early TNA NXT live NXT takeover type event, and I was like, I can see where you're coming from, but that was just a different type of electricity. I'm talking from All In to this show. The crowd reactions have just been electric.
Mm-hmm.
And it kept making me think, like, my God, the Bucks, Rhodes, they're on to something. And when you're on to something that's bigger than you, fate just takes its natural course of action. Like, this is incredible.
Hey.
People are demanding this.
Who would have thought that Stardust, two indie kids, and a guy that wrestles blow-up dolls and 8-year-old girls would be the biggest stars in wrestling right now? Are you familiar with that? Are you familiar with the Kenny Omega blow up doll match and the match he had with an 8-year-old girl?
What?
No, you're not familiar with that,
Kenny Omega had a match with an 8-year-old girl?
bro. You never heard of this?
Was it? Is he? But did he go to jail for it?
No, no. It was things are different in Japan, I guess. I'll just say I don't want to talk about this too long because a lot of people.
Who won?
I think Omega won. I don't remember. I don't know. But
Okay.
but Jim Cornette went on a legendary rant about
Oh.
Kenny Omega.
Okay.
When he found out
He
about
hates
him, yes. In short, yes. But afterwards, I'll turn you on to this so you could see the matches and you could listen to Jim Cornette's rant. He was not happy about
Jim's rant.
huh?
I love Jim's rants. I love his rants.
Oh yeah,
He's
I know.
so angry.
I know. He's like a bitter old man, and I think he kind of plays off it. Like I think he's just like, yeah, this is my character now, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Omega wrestled this 8-year-old girl, and he wrestled a blow up doll in a separate match, in an outlaw promotion called DDT, and now he's one of the biggest stars in the wrestling world.
You know, right before we get back to the Bucks and AEW, he just reminded me of a Jim Cornette quote when they talked about Triple H. He said, "I'd rather go to my backyard and watch my dog lick his balls than watch a Triple H promo."
Well, I'm not the only one. I mean, he's not the only one though.
Yo, for him to say I'd watch my dog lick his balls, I was like, my God.
Yeah, do you remember what he said? What he said in reference to Vince Russo on the Montreal Screwjob documentary on Vice.
Is that what he said?
He said that he said that he wants to live long enough to piss on Vince Russo's grave, and his wife is instructed to get him there at all costs. And if she doesn't allow him to piss on Vince Russo's grave, she's out of the will.
Yo, you're killing me.
Yeah, that's the mighty Jim Cornette. So I'll turn you on to that afterwards. But let's get back here. So Adam Page wins the match for a future AEW title shot, and we know Chris Jericho won the main event. So
Yep.
Are you excited for the prospect of an Adam Page Chris Jericho match?
Yes, because if there's one guy to get him over and get him over in a way where he looks like a million freaking bucks, it's Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
And the other thing I'm excited about, because I've already noticed in terms of storyline booking and development characters and where they're going long term, AEW is already on a progressional step with that, because they've already had, if you're watching the Elite episodes on YouTube, the All Elite Wrestling episodes on YouTube, they already have Jericho's next feud basically teased, which is Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They've been teasing that well. I mean, that stuff is great. Where Jericho's like throwing the money at the camera. He's like, "What are you gonna find me? $100? $500?" He's just throwing money at. He's classic Jericho. Jericho just.
So both guys
stuff.
are gonna win from this match, bro. Paige is gonna get pushed to the moon and look like $1 million, and Jericho's gonna be in a top feud with Rhodes.
Yeah, I think Paige is the perfect guy for their first champion, assuming that it is him.
Yeah.
You know, while we're talking about the champion, let's talk about the belt. So Bret Hart did a belt. It was there for the belt presentation. Before we talk about the belt itself, how big of a deal is it to have, you know, not just a legend, but the Hitman Bret Hart there to present the belt? Like that's a boost of credibility.
It's instant credibility because Bret Hart is an icon in the wrestling industry. And I was actually in my head laughing my ass off because I'm like, yo, Bret is a savage. He gives no fucks.
What? It gives a fucks about
what WWE would think.
Oh yeah, well he's not like all those other legends that needs the WWE's money, you know. But he's not the only guy. Like, did you watch or you probably didn't watch it, but did you see the documentary that AEW put out on the YouTube channel, like about the story of All Elite Wrestling?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had Scott Hall on there, X-Pac, they had Raven, they had tons of other guys too. So, but to see Bret Hart there at the show, it was a little bit shocking. I was not expecting it, and I thought that was a really good surprise to have the man himself out there.
It was shocking, bro. I mean, think about it. The guy just got inducted to WWE Hall of Fame last month.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little shocking, but I'm definitely glad that it happened. And I thought MJF had the line of the night when he was like, "Oh, I think I see a fan running into running into the ring."
He's such a good heel, and the perfect part about it is he literally looks like a dick. Like he looks like an asshole.
He does with that stupid scarf, like that
Yeah.
Kmart scarf. And he's got the hair. He's got his hair gelled. He looks like that kid in high school that you wanted to beat up.
But he just talks so much shit. That's just like mother.
Right, and he's bigger than you, and he talks so much shit that you can't do anything about it. Like that's what he looks like.
I think he's gonna be a major player.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's been a big factor on being the elite, and I thought it was cool that they featured him here heavily in that segment. But what did you think about the belt though? I thought it was a simple yet effective design for their world title.
Piggybacking off what you said, I agree, and I also think it was just a beautiful title. Beautiful title. Like they took about like some of those old school NWA, old WWF title belts designs. It was perfect.
Yeah, it looks good. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like it was too overthought, and it also doesn't look like it was put together last minute.
Hashtag WWE 24/7.
Yeah.
That shit looks like it can be sold at Kmart.
Yeah, seriously. Like I could have made that belt, or you could have made that belt. Like, what?
And you know what the weird thing is, Kev? WWE used to have the most fire belts.
Yeah, I mean the Intercontinental title belt, the Winged Eagle belt,
Yeah.
the Broken Skull belt,
Tag titles.
the original. Oh yeah, the original World Tag titles. Hell yeah. They had a lot of good belts back, just in general. You know, I like the old IC title though. I'm glad they brought that back when they did.
For sure.
The US title is okay. Like it's not great, but it's not ugly. You know.
But you know what's crazy though, Kev?
What?
WCW always had better titles.
Yeah.
Their world title was thicker looking, the big gold belt.
Mm-hmm.
Their US title, their tag titles, their TV title. Yeah.
Oh, WCW. I thought you said WWE. I was like,
WCW,
what? Yeah, WCW had great belts. Oh yeah. So let's keep going here with the show. So Kip Sabian defeated Sammy Guevara. This was a pretty good match to throw on the pre-show. There wasn't a whole lot of story involved, aside from like a little run-in at the weigh-in where Sammy Guevara pushed Kip Sabian. So I was thinking, oh, okay, Kip's gonna win this. What did you think? Did you see this match? What did you think of it?
Kip Sabian got some serious talent.
Yeah, they're both talented guys. It was a good little 10-minute match. Yeah, but so the show started with all the guys, the main characters, Kenny, Cody, the Young Bucks, just really hyping the crowd up. And what did you think of the intro? Like the way they did it, where they had those guys all out there talking up the crowd and just soaking in the AEW chants.
Okay, here's what I thought. If that was Triple H or Vince McMahon or Stephanie McMahon, that would have been a 30-minute promo of them putting themselves over.
Right.
Those young men kept it simple and effective. That was a 2-minute promo of them just thanking the fans and saying, "Oh, this is going to be a revolution."
Yeah. Sometimes less is more.
And it was great. It was great. Right to the point. Made it, and they stuck to what they always said the product was going to be about the fans.
Yeah. So far, that's what it's been about. We'll see how long that keeps up, right? Before they start ignoring us like WWE does.
Well, WWE started ignoring us because money.
Right.
Got some money coming in. Let's see. You're right. Let's see.
So the show started with SCU, and they beat Strong Hearts, Sima, T-Hawk, and El Lindaman. This was a good way to start the show. I thought it was an excellent way to get the crowd up.
I have a question. Was this the first time these two teams were working each other?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't think they've ever done anything. I could be wrong though. I'm sure that in some way, shape, like I know Kazarian and Daniels have wrestled with these guys, but I don't think they've all like as a trio SCU. I don't think they've ever wrestled them.
Because the chemistry was spot on.
Well, they have chemistry. Like I said, Daniels and Kazarian have worked with these guys before. Seema and T Hawk.
I thought it was a great intro, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Great intro. The crowd was very much into it. Great action. Crisp match. Made sense from beginning to end. The finish was fantastic.
Yeah, a good opening promo too from SCU to get everybody, welcome everybody to the show.
They're entertaining as fuck.
Oh yeah, they're really good. They got their shtick down, and I liked how they called Vegas the best worst town they've ever been in.
And the crowd loved it.
Yep. Yeah, they're one of the most to look forward to segments every week on being the Elite. They're awesome, man. Daniels is like, he ages like fine wine. He continues to get better. Scorpio Sky is great in his role. It was
Kazarian hasn't aged a bit.
Yeah, Kazarian too.
I was like, dude, all you need is the long hair you used to have. You look exactly the same.
I think he's better with the short hair though. That long hair was not a good look.
Yeah, he looked weird with it.
Yeah, this was just a good, fast-paced match. I was really pleased with it. I thought, I was thinking at times like maybe the crowd would kind of be a little dead for this one, but the crowd stayed with it all the way through.
No, it was an excellent choice for the opening match. The crowd was very much into it.
Yeah, I don't know if they had really any other option. This was the only way to start the show, I think. And then following this match, we had what we thought was going to be a triple threat match between Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, and Kylie Ray. But before the match started, Brandy Rose came out, and I know everybody was thinking, "Oh boy, Brandy Rose is going to put herself in this match."
We've seen this before.
Yep, Brandy Rhodes. Oh boy. And then she announced the debuting Awesome Kong, making her return to pro wrestling, I believe. I don't know. I don't think she's done anything. I don't think she's done anything for a while.
She's been on that Netflix show, Glow.
Right, yeah, but making her return to wrestling though.
Yeah.
She's great on Glow too, by the way.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, so Awesome Kong came out. What did you think when they announced Awesome Kong as a participant in this match?
Their female division just got some major legitimacy because Kong is proven and she can go.
Yep, she still got it even at her age.
She can go. I've always been a fan of Awesome Kong since TNA. I thought she was a unicorn. Like, she was just a rare thing. She's really good. It's a huge get for them. The match was really good.
And she looked pretty good for having a 3-year layoff too. On top of that,
yeah, didn't really see any big signs of ring rust. Everybody got their shit in. Britt Baker, I think, is going to be a game-changing star for them. I really do. I really believe it. I see it. She's gonna be a star, a big star for them.
Yeah, I mean, she can wrestle. She's beautiful. She's got good personality.
Crowd loves her.
Yeah, she's got everything. What do you think about Kylie Ray? I saw a lot of people complaining about her gimmick. It was very polarizing. Like, a lot of people really hated it, and they really liked it. To me, she's kind of like a Bailey light version. Like a bit.
That's exactly what I got off from her. Like, Bailey like. I don't see what's there to hate. Yeah. I'm on the phone. Hold on, bro.
Mm-hmm. Well, folks, little technical difficulties here. Bear with us.
I gotta call someone. Just give me 1 second.
Uh-huh. All right. Welcome back, sir.
Welcome back. Thank you. We good to go?
No, hold on. I put a little be right back graphic up. Let me get back on the. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. So where were we?
Yeah, I don't know why people complain about her character. I mean, she has like a barely like gimmick, but she came off kind of tweenerish, where you don't know if she's being nice in a sarcastic way or she's actually nice.
I think some wrestling fans just gotta have something to complain about. You know.
Oh, your wrestling fans are very fickle. They need to find something to complain about. Yes.
It's like I saw so many comments, like so many comments on the live stream when like she did an interview or something on the pre-show and people were just hating on her. I'm like, it's not that serious. She's not a major part of the company. Like, she's just in a match. You know.
Like, we need to do a better job as fans in giving the talent a chance instead of burying them. Because sometimes we're the ones that bury them before they even get a chance.
Exactly. And what did you think of Nyla Rose? I think she's very impressive.
She's pretty strong from what I noticed in the match. She's very impressive, very physical, very strong, and would be a great program for Awesome Kong.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm curious on how long Awesome Kong is going to be around, though. I wonder if this was just a one-off type thing, or if she's going to be with the company going forward.
Well, she did say in an interview right after Double or Nothing with Lita that she's trying to make her schedule work now with AEW and Glow, which indicates that she might be with them going.
Yeah, I guess everything worked. You know, the money was right, the creative is right. So I definitely see why she didn't want to go back to WWE after they made her Karma. Like, oh my god, that was brutal.
I didn't mind that gimmick.
Yeah, they didn't really do anything with her though. She just kind of came out and beat people up.
They didn't. They could have though. She was a license to print money.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Britt Baker's the clear star here, though, out of these four. A little too much Brandy for my liking. You know, it was a little too much focused on her at times. You know, like they kept showing her on the camera, and they were like, "Oh, is she with Awesome Kong? Is she not with Awesome Kong?" I thought that was a little bit silly.
Yeah, but it's understandable too for their first show. They're really trying to establish their players, and I understood that aspect of it. But again, I think everybody got their shit in, finished was right, and Britt Baker's gonna be a big star.
Yeah, she looked great. The match was fine. This was one of the best women's matches you'll ever see, because women's wrestling is at its infancy right now. This was better than like 90% of anything that WWE puts out as far as women's matches go.
I mean, the women's division WWE's gotten to the point where they have 4, maybe 5 reliable stars to put on good matches for them.
Right.
And this match with completely new faces that you really don't hear of that much was great.
Yeah, it was good. It was hard hitting. Everything looked good. You know, it was good physical action. I really liked the spot where Nyla Rose speared Awesome Kong into the steps. That looked like it hurt everybody.
It looked like it hurt like hell.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, Britt Baker got the win, like I said. Fine match. Then we had the next match was Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta. They defeated Angelico and Jack Evans. I didn't like not that I didn't like, but I was a little confused because they all looked the same. All 4 of them were wearing neon green, so I was a little confused at times. Like with all the fast paced action, you know, it was easy to get lost in the shuffle. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but personally, I didn't think much of the match. How about you?
I was a little bored throughout the first like 5 minutes, but then it really picked up. It was a slow build, but the last like 4 or 5 minutes of the match really picked up, and I thought it was fine. Now, I'm a fan of Best Friends. I like them a lot. I like their gimmick. You know, the whole like metrosexual type thing.
Yeah, they're entertaining as hell.
Yeah, they really are. I like when they hug, and you know, I like when Chucky T does the spot where he acts like he's gonna do a dangerous move, and then he just like barely touches the guy.
Yo, but speaking of that, you said barely touching a guy. Who was the guy in the Battle Royal who was hitting Tommy Dreamer and it was barely affecting him?
Orange Cassidy.
He is fucking hilarious. Who the hell is he?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
He was like the star of the battle royal after the heel because he was like everybody was popping for him and he like no sold everything.
Yeah, he was great. Let me see if I can find something about him.
Uh, but I like the best friends tag team. They're really charismatic. They're funny. Their gimmick is great. It's funny when Trent Beretta was in WWE. I actually thought they should have done more with him because I thought he had a great look.
Well, what was his name in WWE?
Trent Beretta.
Really? I do not remember him being in WWE.
He was there that briefly.
Oh, okay. Huh, interesting. Yeah, I can't find anything on Orange Cassidy right now. Yeah, like everything I find on him is just Double or Nothing stuff.
Like when he was kicking Dreamer, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, it was awesome. It was confusing at times. It was kind of like not confusing, but it was like I think a lot of people were just not expecting that because he was like he wasn't even in the match officially, right? He just kind of showed up.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah. Tommy Dreamer is the goat, though. He sold a man stink facing him, and basically, and then he sold a man who was barely hitting him. So kudos to Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy Dreamer gets it, bro. Like there's a difference with WWE using legends to for no reason, but you have Tommy Dreamer here helping people get over. You know, you have Billy Gunn helping people get over. You know,
Yeah.
you have it's different, but yeah. So the best friends got the win. Over Angelico and Jack Evans, and then after the match, the lights go out, and the Super Smash Brothers were in the ring, and then the lights go out again, and they were a bunch of druids or whatever you want to call them, nuns, like
Ninjas.
huh?
Ninjas. Dude, they got no reaction. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound harsh, but they got no reaction.
Yeah, I didn't recognize them because I haven't seen them wrestle. Like they wrestle so infrequently. But they were a legitimate tag team on the indie scene. I think once people realize who they are, they'll be fine. They'll get on track. And the Young Bucks were serious when they said that this was they're all about having the best tag team division in wrestling, and that's a pretty big get, I think.
Yeah, I mean, hold on, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
More technical difficulties. Yeah, so Super Smash Bros. Made their debut. I, like myself, was wondering who are they, and I had to look it up afterwards, and I was like, oh, okay. So for anybody who doesn't know, they're called the Super Smash Bros. Because they used to wrestle on the indie scene in a Mario and Luigi costume.
Yeah,
And one guy goes by the name of Evil Uno.
Are they good?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Okay, so are they kind of a big get for AEW?
They're not a big get overall, but they're big for the depth of the tag team division.
Alright, because I had no idea who they were, and I feel like the crowd didn't either.
Yeah, they appear so infrequently. You know, they don't do a lot of public appearance, like a lot of appearances for big companies. They wrestle in indie shows in Canada. They very rarely wrestle for Ring of Honor. I'll see if I can find a match with them in the Young Bucks, and I'll send it to you.
Gotcha.
Because they're good friends of the Young Bucks. I assume they just came in they came in as a favor to them because they wrestled with them a bunch of times on the indie scene.
I got you.
Yeah, I was a little confused by the ninjas though. I thought it was cool. The surprises were there. It's good. Anything that gets a reaction is always good. But yeah, then we had the 6-women tag match. I've never heard of any of these ladies going in. They were from Oriental Wrestling Express, a company that AEW has a partnership with. And I thought they put on a show. I thought it was really good wrestling. You know,
I thought, yeah, for 6-women, I've never even ever heard of them in my life. I thought it was really just different type of offense I'd never really seen before. It was really good.
Yeah, it was unique. A lot of these girls are legends in Japan. I guess it didn't reach us, but yeah, they were pretty good. I thought going in this was gonna be kind of like a bathroom break, but it was good. You know, it was anything but that. It wasn't the highest point of the show, but it was pretty good, man.
Oh my God, she's awesome. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so these girls, it was Hikaru Shida, Riho Abe, Ryo Mizunami, and then on the other side was Asia Kong, Yuka Sakazaki, and Emi
Yes.
Sakura. I believe Asia Kong is a legend in Japanese women's wrestling. She runs her own promotion called Arceon, and she wrestled for All Japan Pro Wrestling back in the day. She's a legendary Japanese performer. So that was a cool get. I assume
I
all these
mean,
girls were the doing of Kenny Omega as well.
that's what they said because they said that he picked some talent from New Japan.
From All Japan. I don't want anybody yelling at us.
Yes, please.
And then Emi Sakura is also a longtime veteran of the Japanese wrestling scene. She wrestled in IWA Japan, Ice Ribbon, Gato Move Pro Wrestling. Yeah, she's been around the block. I thought this was physical, man. This was one of the most physical, hard-hitting women's matches I've ever seen.
I mean, from the moment the match started, it was just a ass kicking. The six women were just trying to kick each other's ass.
Yep. Well, I think it's silly to talk for much longer about this one since we've never heard any of them. But so now after we got through these four matches, the show really picked up when we had the video package and the introduction from the commentators about Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes. And that video package was good. It's not the best video package ever, but it really told the story of why we were seeing this match and what we were to expect. And I gotta be honest, going in, I was not looking forward to this match. I didn't think that it was gonna be any good, and wow, I was blown away. I'm glad to say that I was blown away, and I was pleasantly surprised.
What did you think of the match? Sorry, I lost the connection on you.
I thought it was the best match of the night.
Didn't I tell you? And I think we really need to harp on this. Hold on, I was just talking. I sent him the number. Didn't we talk about this? That you were really down on this match, and you thought like Cody Rhodes is fighting Goldust in 2019.
Yeah.
You got a rant about this.
Yep.
And who was the calming voice that said to you, Kevin? There's a story here. This match has an actual story, and it has the potential to be really good because Dustin can go.
Well, I don't know.
Me.
Yep, it was you. I'm glad I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong because this match was damn good. It had everybody on the edge of their seats. It made you laugh. It made you cry. It made you cry again. It was.
Yeah.
The ending was super emotional.
I'm not gonna lie, I got emotional in the ending. When they hung and shit, I was like, man, this is great theater.
Yeah, it was good stuff. But the match itself, Dustin Rhodes, man, he did a blade job and was
Killed it.
Bleeding like a stuck pig. He was bleeding like it was getting gross at one point. It reminded me of when Eddie Guerrero was bleeding. Remember that?
Yeah.
When JBL hit him with the chair? It reminded me of that.
I will say this. I haven't watched wrestling with blood in it in such a long time that not that I was uncomfortable with how much Dustin was bleeding. I was just uncomfortable because I haven't seen blood in wrestling in a long time.
It was a different sight. I mean, I've seen my share of blood in matches, but seeing him bleed like this, I was a little worried. I'm like, damn, man, is he gonna be all right? Like he's a 50-year-old man bleeding like an animal, like.
Yeah, I mean, that match did not feel like a modern 2019, what modern 2019 wrestling is. That match was like they straight up were in their father's generation of wrestling.
Yeah, it was classic storytelling at its finest. There were some good matches though. I mean, some good moves though. Like Dustin hit the Canadian Destroyer, and I lost my mind. I'm like, how did he do that?
Probably I'd be like, this motherfucker hit the Canadian Destroyer.
How? Like, how did he do a Canadian Destroyer? I still don't understand.
Listen, but I've watched many shoot interviews, bro. A lot of his peers mentioned Dustin Rhodes as one of the most underrated workers.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But see, the reason why I thought this match was not going to be good is because we've seen Well, I've seen Cody in these big spots where he has this really long build for this match with Kenny Omega the last year, and then the match is underwhelming, and then he has this long build for this match with Jay Lethal. The match is underwhelming, so on and so forth. He's had a track record since he left WWE for being a good character but not being able to deliver in the ring.
Well, he bought it on this one. Yeah. He bought it home.
Yeah, he brought it, and Dustin brought it. Dustin brought it big time. Like, a lot of people were like, oh, Dustin didn't have anything left in the tank. He still got it.
He ain't done. Yeah, he ain't done.
Nope.
He ain't done by a long shot. Yeah.
I'm glad this match happened outside of WWE, though, because it would not have been this
No, I was thinking that the whole time. I was thinking that the whole time. It was like, it's such a blessing that they never had this match in WWE, because I don't think they would have been given the freedom, the time, or the story to have this type of match in WWE.
Yeah, definitely not. I think at 2, I was like, Cody could have had a better opponent, but damn, this was damn good. I'm glad that
this was the perfect opponent.
Yeah. What did you think? What did you think about Cody's entrance, though? I know a lot of people were talking about that. What did you think about the whole, like, he had the throne with Triple H's logo, and then he goes under the ring, gets the sledgehammer, and destroys the throne? What did you think of that?
We talked about this in our private conversations, that one of the things that I really was enjoying about their product early on is how non-WCW like they were, because WCW would continuously embrace the idea of war and competition with WWE and jab them and take shots, and just, they wanted the competition. AEW's thing was, we just want to be an alternative. We don't want to be WWE. We don't want to get to that caliber. We do not want to beat them. We want to be an alternative for wrestling fans who have been craving an alternative. But ever since they've gotten this television deal, we've been getting closer and closer to the event. They've been taking a lot more jabs. A lot more jabs than usual that's been seen on the being with the Elite. And I was just like, all right, brother, if you're going to throw darts, just be prepared.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. I think they just play into their crowd. They know their crowd is loves the shots at Triple H and whatnot. Like, if people really believe that Triple H is running things at WWE, then that's them.
That, and like, you got to think about it too. Cody Rhodes had a great quote about his family in terms of WWE. Like, you got to think about it. The Rhodes are the gypsies, and sort of like the unwanted in the WWE world. They are always going to be like those creative geniuses, but they're just gypsies. They're real wrestlers. They're real townies with this wrestling stuff. So their vision's always going to be different and innovative. And I really mean this. And you hear these cliche stuff all the time, but their father would have been proud as hell.
Oh yeah, How fitting was it that his sons both had a main event match at the very first show for Cody Rhodes Wrestling Company.
Yeah, like your son is starting a promotion that possibly can change the industry, and your other son had a match with your son that was the best match.
The best match on the show too, at no less.
Yeah,
this was really the peak of the show. It was tough. It was tough to get back into it. To keep, like, for me watching it live, it was tough to get back into it and keep trucking, because it's like, damn, how do you get up after you just emotionally reach a high,
Yeah, because all I was thinking about was that match.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Like, if you haven't seen this show or you're thinking about watching it, you got to watch this match, because this was so much better than I think anybody thought it would be.
That match is the reason why we love wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's why we signed up for this thing. The suspension of disbelief was there. It was in full effect too.
He's 50, bro.
Yeah, he's 50.
He's 50.
Yep.
He's Taker's age.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he was moving, and he's actually in great shape for his age too. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is another moment of using a legend or a veteran in for good reason.
And he got his shit in.
Yeah, and Cody finally got the win after the Crossroads, and we thought after the match he walked out of the ring, and then we thought after the match he was going to come in and attack his brother, But instead, he gets on the mic and he's got tears in his eyes, and he's like, I put myself in a match versus the Young Bucks, and I don't want just a tag team partner. I want my older brother, and he starts crying, and they were
That was
hugging.
a very real moment. Yeah,
it was surreal. And the crowd was going nuts, and they were pointing to the sky for Dusty. It was crazy.
Those fuckers got me at that moment. I was like, you bastards.
Yeah, super emotional. Like Jim Ross and all the guys on commentary had tears in their eyes. It was,
and think about it. Jim Ross knows their family pretty goddamn well. He knows Dusty. He's probably known Cody since he was a kid. He knows Dustin. He knows their family better than anybody.
So, what did you think of the commentary? I know a lot of people were critical of the commentary.
It was rough at times. At times, it was okay. It was three guys that clearly, they've got some work to do in terms of chemistry. Their chemistry was a bit off. Jim Ross, he has not done this in a while.
He felt unnecessary.
I wouldn't say unnecessary. It just didn't feel natural.
Yeah, and he didn't really have a lot of room to get his stuff in because Alex Marvez, the other guy, didn't let Jim Ross get a word in.
Yeah. I've said it from the moment they hired him. I'm not saying that I'm doubting that Jim Ross has anything left to contribute on the commentary side of things. I will always give him that respect and that benefit of doubt. But I do think he should be on talent relations because that's what he did in WWE. He was really, really good at it. He brought in some great talent, and I think he can do the same for AEW.
I'm sure he's doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah,
I'm sure he is. I think they just brought him in for the aura of having Jim Ross, for the attention and the credibility that he'll bring. You know what I mean?
The credibility, the knowledge. He can be an ambassador for the company. He can be an advisor, and definitely somebody who can help lure talent to the company. But having a guy of Ross's stature, no matter where he is at this stage in his career, he brings a lot of equity and value to the company.
Yeah, I don't think he was brought in to be the lead play-by-play guy. No. But go ahead.
I think their commentary thing is still very much a work in progress.
I like Excalibur. He's very good. He's one of the most underrated color commentators. I think it's good for him to finally get a shot.
Is that to do with the mask or the other dude?
The guy with the mask, yeah.
Okay, because I hated the other guy.
Yeah, he's really good. I think Alex Marvez was he was all right in his role. He seemed a little unprepared. I think.
Yeah, he kept forgetting the date for when the tickets were going on sale for All Out.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that too. So All Out is coming to Chicago. So you know what that means? CM Punk is gonna be there. Yep. CM Punk will be there. You heard it here first. Guaranteed. CM Punk is going to be there.
Oh, no. You really believe that?
Yeah, guaranteed, bro. CM Punk's going to be there. Yeah.
You serious?
Yeah, he's going to be wrestling. He's going to be wrestling John Moxley. Yeah.
No.
My sources told me this.
You're trolling. Okay.
Yeah, my sources told me that we got CM Punk, John Moxley is the main event for All Out.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, all seriousness though, I think it's form fitting that they're returning to the same place where this was born, where All In was. I think it's a good move.
I think their yearly WrestleManias, like their main show, should always be in Chicago.
I wouldn't say that. I don't think you should limit yourself, to one town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think that'd be kind of silly, like where you could go to other towns, but.
I just think, to me, Kev, sorry to cut you off, but I think Chicago is one of the best wrestling crowds.
Oh, period. Yeah, no doubt. It might be the best in the United States, at least.
Yeah.
Either that or Philly. I think it's either that or Philly or maybe Orlando now. But
Philly definitely brings the heat, though. Like, they bring the heat.
Yeah, hell yeah. If they like you, whether they like you or don't like you. But
yeah.
So let's keep it going here. Let's talk about the next match, the co-main event. The Young Bucks retained their titles against the Lucha Bros, Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix. This match was just about as good as I thought it was going to be. In my preview, I said that this would be match of the night, and this would have been match of the night if Cody and Dustin Rhodes didn't happen. This definitely would have been match of the night. It was on point. Some innovative stuff from the Young Bucks, and they were also doing some of their classic moves too. And the Lucha Bros just showed why they're the hottest tag team in wrestling right now. they're innovative. They fuse the lucha style with the Japanese style, with the American style, and the crowd was loving them, doing the whole like Zero Miedo stick. Man, I love this match. I thought it was great. They lived up to
I
the hype.
just saw some really innovative offense in this. Like some spots they did were ridiculous. The Bucks for guys who have how long did they haven't wrestled? Like a year, 6 months?
How long have the Bucks haven't wrestled?
Yeah, 6 months, a year.
No, they had their last match in January. No. They wrestled. They wrestled. They wrestled the Lucha Bros like a month ago for the titles, for the AAA titles. That's how they won the titles.
So yeah, they looked phenomenal. Match is phenomenal. They are definitely gonna make the tag team division really exciting. You know, the mark in me, because I've been watching WWE for a long time. The mark in me really wanted the Hardy Boys to be freed of their contracts to be in AEW, because I'm like, if you have them in AEW with them, they'd have some epic feuds. But we'll have to wait till April of 2020.
Sorry, bro. I'll send you a link of the Young Bucks and Hardys match from Ring of Honor. Have you seen it?
Oh no, I saw that. It
Oh,
was
okay.
legendary. That's why I want the Hardys in AEW.
Yeah, it'd be
Because
awesome.
one, they'll be broken, and two, they'll be feuding with the Bucks
Man, the Broken Hardys. Jesus, that would be awesome.
on TNT.
Where it all started. Man, yeah, this match, like I said, I can't say enough good things about it. The Young Bucks won. I thought it was surprising that the Young Bucks won. I guess they're gonna keep this feud going. I'm not sure what really to think of them having the AAA titles. They'll probably run it back in Mexico and they'll drop it to the Lucha Bros. That'd be my guess.
I could see these four men though having a series of matches though, because they have great chemistry.
Oh yeah. Well, this is main event time. Got to talk about it. I'm excited to talk about this one, man. I've been waiting for about an hour to talk about this. So Chris Jericho defeated Kenny Omega in 27 minutes of action, with the winner facing Adam Page for a future AEW World Championship match. Chris Jericho debuted his new finisher, the what do you call it? The Judas Rising. Did you think it was the right call to have Jericho get the win here?
Yeah. Because it would be the easy, predictable conclusion to have Omega win and just have him and Hangman Page just go for it as the focal point for the world title, but they wanted to be unpredictable, which I would love in wrestling. And based off what happened in the end, they had bigger stuff planned for both of them. It made sense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Chris Jericho with getting the win, man. I think it's the right move. He's the mainstream face of this company. He's the biggest star, but Kenny Omega in theory should be the face of the company because he is the best performer. He's got the most charisma. He's kind of in his prime. He's not too young like Adam Page, and he's not too seasoned like Chris Jericho. He's right in the middle. But with the debut of one Jon Moxley, who made his illustrious debut in Jon Moxley fashion, coming out of the crowd, while Chris Jericho was cutting a promo, and he DDT'd Chris Jericho, he DDT'd the ref, and then he beat the ever-loving shit out of Kenny Omega and threw him off the stage. Man, we all knew it was coming, but we just didn't know when.
The minute you saw him, you texted me.
Yep, popped. Yeah, it was like a Jack in the Box. It was like, when is it? What is it? Is it gonna happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they saved it right at the end.
Yeah.
I was super duper excited and happy for Jon Moxley, because I told you that I wanted him to go there. Mm-hmm. I told you there was nothing left for him to do in WWE. He needed to be free, unhinged, and be the character and the guy I thought he could be. You could see him just unhinging and how released and happy he looked.
Yeah.
That part where he DDP'd everybody and he's soaking it all in and taking it. You could see how revived the guy looked.
Hold on 1 sec. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello.
Honey?
What's up? Huh? Open the door, bitch. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, sir. I have returned. You
Yes.
still there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
All right. You can hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Yeah. So yeah, it was like when you see him, he's getting showered with the Moxley chants, and he's just soaking it in, and he's like, in his mind, he's like, yeah, Vince, this is what I can be. I can be a top guy. You know, I can have a company put all their faith in me.
That and it's just like if you've watched Dean's interviews in the past, he's always said he was never in wrestling for the money, and that this was always something he loved, and he looked like he was in a place again where he could love this again.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna love it. He beat up Kenny Omega, setting up a feud for those two, and that's a damn good feud. That's a dream feud right there. John Moxley and Kenny Omega. That's gonna be off
Yeah,
the chain.
that's gonna be off the chain. I'm sure they've never wrestled each other ever, and they did you see how the crowd was popping when they were beating each other up, throwing those punches? They were going crazy and chanting AEW.
Yeah, that's what it's all about right there. That's literally what AEW is all about, and we're only one show in. Those guys too. I'm looking forward to the promos because those guys are both unique, different individuals, and the promos will be absolutely off the chain.
I want to say this right now on this pod. Any hater that was down on Dean Ambrose, that thought he was trash, and he wasn't good, and he was crazy and wacky, and all this bullcrap, you're about to see John Moxley. If you don't know about John Moxley promos and how that character is, YouTube it. He is phenomenal with John Moxley.
Yeah, like you said, if you don't know, find it because John Moxley is, as a character, he's one of those guys that he's one of those guys that has it. He's like a Mick Foley, when Mick Foley's on, like he was that different or Jake the Snake Roberts. He's from that ilk.
I'm talking promos that are just like you've never seen. Delivery, he's going to be a major player. Vince never knew what to do with him. They never knew how to book him because he's a very different character.
Well, Vince looked at this guy and he was like, "Oh, goddamn, pal, we got to give him a hot dog cart, pal."
And make his insanity comedy.
Yep. He's got to be the lunatic, pal.
I mean, I really think Dean's going to become a big star in this company. And I get the Luger comparisons that people try to give to Dean Ambrose. Like his jump is comparable to Luger. Let me give you guys this bit of thing because I was around that era. I was a lot.
Oh, look Luger, at this guy. He's so cool. Oh, man.
Luger was a mid-carder who had the look but couldn't cut a promo worth a dime. In-ring skill was bland and just had zero connection with the crowd, and they tried to do the Luger Express to get him over, and it didn't work because no one gave a shit. Dean was booked as a mid-carder, had main event level mic work, had a connection with the crowd, could put a good match on if you put him with somebody who can work, and can actually work himself, who they just didn't know what to do with. That's the difference.
Yeah, and it's not even close to the Luger jump. I mean, Dean had his farewell. his contract expired. He didn't just show up like the next week out of nowhere, you know.
Kev, you realize by WWE doing all those farewell tours and farewell stuff for Dean Ambrose that they either indirectly or directly, God knows. I'm gonna go with indirectly because I'm assuming they didn't know he was going to AEW. They indirectly made his AEW debut feel even that much bigger.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could say that. I don't know if I could credit WWE with that. I think I just think it's Dean or John Moxley being that big of a star. You know, I think either way, if he had the farewells or if he didn't, I think his debut would have been exactly the same.
His wife might get buried as a result of this.
Oh well, yeah, I'm sure she'll be doing commentary for AEW in a few months.
Do not be surprised if she is not doing commentary for WWE Raw tomorrow night.
No, I don't think they'll punish her. I'm sure there'll be a reference though. Corey Graves will say, "Oh, how was Vegas?" or something. You know, I can see that.
They're that petty that she might get punished for this. AJ Lee basically got punished when Punk left.
Yeah, I don't know. It's different circumstances, but we'll see. I'm definitely looking forward to the Corey Graves one-liners though about Vegas. I can't wait.
Yeah, because he wants to be clever so bad.
Yeah, he tries his little butt off, man.
Yeah.
You know what I find funny? Can I say something real quick about Corey Graves that I've wanted to bring up? I don't think I ever did. Yeah. Isn't it funny how like after the whole Carmella situation went public, he doesn't say anything about Carmella when she's out there?
Yeah, everybody knows the dirt.
He will not he won't even say her name. Like he just completely just like he'll talk about anything else but Carmella when she's out there, like when she's on the screen.
It's weird. Yeah, no.
I just had to get that out there. Go ahead.
I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, man. Oh, what did you think of the Jericho and Omega match?
The match, it wasn't as good as their first one. I thought their first one was a classic, maybe Jericho's best match. The notion of this not being a DQ, of this being like a regular match, I think hurt it because Jericho is not in the realm of like in the same like body frame where he can have a good match anymore without weapons. You know, he just can't do it like he used to. He's lost a little bit of a step, not a big step, but he's not the Chris Jericho of old. You know.
The match that you liked did it have weapons?
Yeah, it was a no DQ match. They were bleeding. They were doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Okay.
It was great. Meltzer gave it 5 stars. Jericho's first 5-star match too, by the way. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's Jericho's first 5-star match?
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But Meltzer's also an Omega dick rider though at the same time. So.
Oh, he thinks Omega's incredible.
Yeah, he thinks Omega's like God's gift to pro wrestling. Like he thinks Omega's like Michael Jackson or something.
Oh wow. I mean, I thought it was a very physical match, and based off stuff that I saw from their old feud, I thought the match called for it to be a very, very physical match.
Yeah, it was definitely physical.
They looked like they were beating the dog shit out of each other.
Oh yeah, that's what they do. That's Omega's shtick, man. That's a strong style, you know, that Japanese strong style. That's Omega's thing. He's very good at making matches look believable.
Yeah, it looked very real.
Yeah, it was good. I thought it was good. I just wasn't as good as the 2 matches before it, you know, or it wasn't as good as Cody and Dustin and the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros. I liked it though. I can't complain.
I mentioned this to you yesterday when I called you too, but like this is the thing that's really bothering me about Jericho. He's gotta lose some fucking weight.
I don't know if he can, man. I think he's just at that age where he just can't lose it. He works out like a freaking
him on Instagram.
animal.
I follow him on Instagram. He's always drinking beers.
Oh.
Like, cool down with beer.
Yeah.
You have a belly, Chris.
Hey, he's still cashing those checks with a belly, so he's taking his beers to the bank.
I love his new gimmick. I think his gimmick is money. I love how he's being the pricky heel in AEW and saying how they should thank him. He's just a genius in wrestling.
He ages like fine wine, right?
Yeah.
I got a question now. I almost forgot about this. I was thinking about this yesterday. Is Chris Jericho has he entered the top 10 of all time?
Yeah.
Now who do you take out? You know, if you're like, who do you take out? Randy Savage, Bret Hart, you know, John Cena. Like, who is it that Jericho replaces? Dusty Rhodes. Because he's not going to be put above Cena, The Rock, or Hulk Hogan.
Dusty.
Huh?
Dusty.
Dusty.
Yeah. God bless, but you know,
Yeah, Jericho belongs on there. Whoever you got to take out, Jericho belongs in everyone's top 10 for
all
sure.
those guys you just named, they did not have the ability to reinvent themselves consistently the way Jericho has.
Right, and Jericho's responsible for a brand new company having its first pay per view and getting a TNT TV deal. So can't forget that too.
Yeah, I mean Jericho. We taught in this generation likes to mention goats a lot. Jericho's one of the goats.
Yeah, Tom Brady took his
He's
nickname
ten,
too.
he's 10 steps ahead of his peers. He foregone saw this happening. Like, come on, this guy's he's a G. He knows how to play the game before the game plays him.
Right. Right. He sees the writing on the wall and he's like, okay, I'll go to New Japan. I'll wrestle Kenny Omega. You know, Vince clearly doesn't believe in me. He gave me this shit match with Kevin Owens, so I'll go. Or no, not a shit match, but he put them at second instead of giving them a main event spot. So he's like, all right, I'll go have a main event match with Kenny Omega, and then
Yeah, he said that in a post interview after the Double or Nothing. He was like, when Vince placed him at the second match at WrestleMania and not the semi-main event, where it should have been because they had the best feud of the year. He was like, that's when I knew I needed to go.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
he reinvented himself. He's yeah, can't say enough good things about Jericho. And are you excited for the prospect of the John Moxley Omega feud?
Yeah, because personally, I'm a John Moxley fan.
Me too.
I from the moment I saw him, I thought he was money. So I'm very excited for this feud. Omega is a superstar. This is going to be an amazing feud. And the thing is, what I'm already loving about their main event team, they're setting up main event feuds where both men prosper, win or lose.
Yeah.
Hangman Page, Jericho, they're both going to prosper. Both going to be the main event guys. Both are going to move on to bigger and better things. Omega, Moxley, both are going to win. Both are going to prosper.
Yeah, it's the only way to do it. I thought it was a great. How fitting is that the show ended with John Moxley's mug on the screen?
Yeah.
How fitting is that?
And on top of the chips, that was fire, and the pose he did and everything.
Yeah,
It was a fire ending.
Yeah, he's just saying "fuck you, Vince."
Did you see his Twitter post right after the show?
No.
It's him and a bloody Cody Rhodes taking the middle finger.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
I was like, wow, not so subtle, are we?
Nope. Well, it's AEW is here to stay, right? This is it. I mean, the first show, we were so highly anticipating this show, and it's finally over and it's done. And
I'm here. I'm hoping it's here to stay. I'm hoping that they have sustained longevity. They definitely have the resources and the talent to do so. I'm very excited, man. This is what we deserve as fans. We deserve some competition, some alternatives, and this just feels completely different than anything else.
And I don't think we talked about this on air. Just wait until Marty Scurll is a free agent and he can finally sign with AEW, and Flip Gordon and all the other guys from Ring of Honor that couldn't come over. You know, just wait. It's gonna get so much better once you throw Marty Scurll in the mix. He's another, like Adam Page, another young, relatively unknown guy that could be a future star with the machine behind him.
I love his gimmick though. I love Marty Scurll's gimmick with the whole mask. I love that thing. Yeah, they have an influx of talent, as you were telling me next week. That's going to be coming in once their contracts are up. And the thing about this is, it creates competition and it creates talent to jump the ship. So you may be seeing top guns for WWE when their contracts expire to jump ship.
Yeah, I think we know where Sasha Banks is headed.
And you know the guy I want there.
Who?
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole. Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
You know, it would be really fitting though, if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were to jump ship, because these are their boys. That's their family. You know, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Those are guys they grew up with. You know, in the wrestling world.
I was thinking about that too for AJ. So like, if anything, these are AJ's family. These are AJ's people. But I understand.
It's a little different with AJ though. Like Kevin Owens was through the ringer with these guys, with Adam Cole and the Young Bucks. You know, AJ was doing his time in TNA while these guys were running the Indies. You know, Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, Cesaro too.
Mm-hmm.
This is Cesaro's people. Like, it's crazy because all these guys worked to get to the E because they were the only game in town, and they were the biggest game in town. But now they have a platform for their own peers that was in the trenches with them to be on a platform of their own that could be even bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crazy. So it's a great time, though, bro. It's a great time.
I think Sami Zayn, apparently Kevin Owens, if you believe everything on the internet, Kevin Owens re-signed a contract. So Sami Zayn, I don't know if he did, so he might be able to get out of his contract soon.
Yes, Kevin Owens resigned for like 5 years, so he's with the E for a while.
Yep. So Sami Zayn, we might see him. That'd be cool.
I know we'll probably see Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows in this company because they were even tweeting about it yesterday during the show. They're like, God, I miss our brothers.
Yep, they're ballsy, man. Those guys got balls.
I mean, they would fit there too, their tag division, because they were good on the indies.
Do you think they worked around the absence of the Adam Page Pac match pretty
Yeah,
well?
I, mean, I think they had the perfect makeup for that, which was Battle Royal.
Cool. That would have been a four-headed monster if they had that match too. Wow.
Yeah, if Pac and Adam Page were on this show, this would have been like. Then I would have maybe gone with your definitive statement, the best live show I've ever seen.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, you got anything else, bro? Before we get out of here.
What else is happening in the crazy world of wrestling that we could talk about? I expect some shots tomorrow because WWE has always been a petty place.
Yep.
But it's a good time in wrestling. So I gotta say, like, follow, and subscribe, guys.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow talking about Monday Night Raw. You can find the show at wrestlingwithheat.podbean.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, all that good stuff. Yeah, so we are out this bitch. Till next week.
Bye.